Hi, it's Bruce. You know, my last video I was talking about swarm traps, and I certainly didn't expect to do another swarm trap video today, but a question has come up. What do you do if you leave the bees in the swarm trap too long? What do they do? Well, I think I'm going to answer that question today. Stick with me. I think we're going to have fun. So I've got another video today about moving bees from the trap to the hive. I wasn't going to do this video since I just did this type video last week, but I came over here and I moved the new beehive to the place where the swarm trap was sitting. And when I opened it up, I found that it was all double-deckered up and I didn't have any rubber bands. So I had to run home, grab some rubber bands. I'm prepping a frame here with rubber bands now, and I'm going to have to cut comb and rubber band them into frames to move this group of bees. I'm actually over at my daughter's house and had this little swarm trap over there. Now they've only been in there about 2 months, and that's about the same as the amount of time as the bees in my video of last week. But about a month of this was during the dearth, and I guess that they had enough sugar coming in, enough nectar coming in, that they were able to double-decker up these frames. So this is a 5-frame trap. I'd already pulled one frame out when I realized that they double-deckered. So now let's proceed. There was a little bit of nectar on there. They've got some pretty good stores. Okay. Look what they have done. So I'm just going to cut that bottom right off. And I kind of evolved my process. I just kind of cut it off there. And I'll show you what we got here. They did it a little wonky. They didn't really attach the comb well. They put it on the outside, but it'll be okay for now. I may have to address it later, but I'll let them have it like that right now for now. So I had to cut off the bottom just a little bit, trim it just a little bit to make it fit in that frame. Actually cut off the top a little bit here. And then I had one of the plastic foundations that I had taken out. I got smart after a minute and I started putting those on top of that to give myself a little bit of flat surface to work with, because some of this new comb in the Florida heat doesn't hold up very well. You've got to kind of be real gentle with the way you handle it. Okay, we are rubber banded in real gently. I'll put this guy in. A lot of brood on there. I'm kind of doing this as a voiceover. My son-in-law is out cutting the grass behind me, so don't want to make it too loud and annoying here. I really like these big size rubber bands. You can get them on Amazon, and it is really handy. The small size ones that I used to always use seem like they break awful quick. Now, one thing about these big ones, the bees kind of chew through them pretty quick, so they don't last as long. So in the past, I've found where some of the frames that I've rubber banded in, if the bees didn't get them attached quick enough, I've seen them they'll break the rubber band and they'll kind of fall over to the side. But anyway, it's not bad. It's really handy for me. Makes it easy. So let's see what the next one has. Another double-decker. Plenty of brood, a little bit of food. It's a good, healthy little colony here. They seem pretty happy in this location, and they're bringing in a lot of nectars. My son-in-law is quite a gardener. Now that soft comb, it was awesome the way it just broke off like that. It fell right into place, and I'm happy with doing it that way. So just attach the rubber bands to the other side of the frame and then use that piece of foundation to kind of stand it up straight without it sagging, and it works well that way. Yeah, that was the easiest one. You never know what these bees are going to do, you know? But they're such fun to work with. I tell you what, nothing makes me happier than to get out here in these bees on a nice warm summer day in Florida and just work them, you know, just set them up to give them more space to help them thrive. I'm using this new Garvee Hive. I really like them. I'll talk about those in a minute, but man. Okay, so one last double-deckered frame that's in here. Yep. They had a little festooning going on in the corner. They were going to build that out some more, but put their attention to elsewhere. Now this one didn't break off as easy as the last one did. I have to use my knife to cut it off straight. But it's amazing. Most of these were just the right size to go right into a new frame. Now I'm not really looking hard for the queen in this one. I expect she's in there. And if not, there's plenty of resources. They can make another one, but I expect she's in there. I can see them kind of fanning. All right. And just stand it up straight with that piece of foundation. And in they go. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, it broke off a little bit of comb when I first opened the box up before I started filming. Yep. So, finish it off. Have to come back and give them a beetle barn later. So we thump them down, thump them on the side, and dump them on in. Alrighty. I've tilted that up so where the bees can kind of walk up in there. There's still quite a few bees in the box. I don't want to get too violent with them. Alrighty, still a little bit of comb and debris that fell out. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Go down, girls. Smoker's about gone out here. Okay, time to close them up. A lot of bees flying right now. They'll settle down though. They'll accept their new house. There we go. All right. Nothing now to do but just clean up and let them settle down. This comb's going to go home and get melted down for the next batch. Dropped a little comb there. All right, another bit of bee work done. Okay. So this just happened. Gonna let them settle down for a while. Bees, man. So it's a couple days later. The bees seem pretty well adjusted to their new house. You see that? They're dragging those rubber bands out already, so I hope they've attached the comb already, but sometimes they don't. They're pretty industrious sometimes. Now, I want to talk about this hive a little bit. This is another Garvee hive. I did a video a month or so ago talking about these Garvee hives, and they're all made out of cedar wood, and they're dipped in beeswax. But what's cool is they've got these windows, so you can kind of look inside and see what the bees are doing. Now that's a blank frame on the end there, so the bees really haven't had a chance to do much with it yet, but we'll keep an eye on them. But like I said, I like these Garvee hives, and if you like them, you can go to the website garvee.com, and not just the beehives, but anything on the website, if you use my code Bruce10, you can get a 10% discount. Good stuff. All right, I'm out. I'll see you the next time.